is fine. Good afternoon. The June 11, 2019 special meeting of the Board of Estimates is now called to order. In the interest of promoting the order and efficiency of these hearings, persons who are disruptive to the hearing will be asked to leave the hearing room. Meetings of the Board of Estimates are open to the public for the duration of the meeting. The hearing room must be vacated at the conclusion of the meeting. Failure to comply may result in a charge of trespassing. To start, I would like to give an overview of this meeting's agenda. We will receive the report by the City Council on the adoption of the fiscal year 2020 operating and capital budget ordinance. Then the board will adopt and certify the real and personal property tax rate for fiscal year 2019. At this time, I would like to recognize members of the City Council who have joined me here today. Councilman Costello. That's it. Before we proceed, we received a protest, but that individual is not here. Thank you. Now I would like to recognize the Councilman Eric Costello, Chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, who will present the adopted budget to the board.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, Madam Comptroller, members of the Board of Estimates.
Present first, Mr. Chair.
I'm pleased to report that the City Council Budget and Appropriations Committee, as well as the entire City Council, has passed the ordinance of estimates for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2020. Mr. President, I'd like to specifically thank you and your staff, as well as you, Mr. Mayor, for being so willing to work with the City Council on our shared priorities, impacting our young people. We truly appreciate it. We look forward to working together and continuing to move along a continuum of collaboration to get more done for the betterment of our city. I'm happy to answer any questions, Mr. President.
Question. Thank you. Questions? Ms. Trueheart, we received your protest. Would you like to come forward now?
I absolutely would.
Come. Mr. Chairman Costello, don't go too far.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Trueheart.
My name is Kim Trueheart. I was born and raised in this city. What was passed by the City Council earlier is a travesty. It absolutely offends me, and it offends a lot of other people. It is a disappointment that you, as a black man, sitting next to a black woman and another black man and another black man and a brown man are sitting here, right, playing games with the lives of the people in this city. You think we can police our way out of the disinvestment in this city. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. The police department is part of the problem. You don't get that. That is so obvious to everybody in this city that the department is corrupt. But yet you keep putting more money in their hands. You act like it's going to solve some problem. It will never solve the problems of this city until we decide to invest in the people of this city, to heal the people who have been harmed by just the ignorant stuff that y'all pass in budgets. You intentionally inflict harm on people by your actions, as well as your inactions. And the fact that you don't get that or don't want to get it just says you don't belong in that chair, and neither does the dude next to you.
Excuse me, I'm not a dude, okay?
Mr. Mayor,
Give
Mr.
me
Mayor.
respect,
Mr. Mayor.
okay?
Yeah, you should have acted like it with the budget, dude.
I just want to set it straight.
You-
She come in here and be disrespectful to this board, and you're not going to call me a dude.
Mr. Mayor,
Act like a mayor.
thank you, Ms. Trueheart.
You act like a
The
citizen.
other thing,
Mayor,
Hey, Brandon, please don't do that. She need to act like a citizen, too. Come here and call us ignorant.
Mr. Mayor.
I haven't called you ignorant yet. I said the ignorant things that you've done.
That's calling me ignorant.
Well, okay, wear it. Our children deserve investments, okay? The fact that there is a new office of children and family success warranted an investment in it, because it indicated that we were shifting the way we think about investing in children, but yet you fail to invest. Doesn't make sense. We continue to invest in failed strategies. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. But yet each and every opportunity that the members of the council and this board get to right the wrongs, you continue down the wrong path. You said we should have hope. Hope in what? Hope that you're going to continue the failed strategies? Because that's the only hope I see. I don't see any hope that our children will be healed. You invest 12% of this budget, maybe 13%, in our children. And yet you're willing to invest almost 3 times that amount in police. That makes no sense. Absolutely none. The outcomes, if you are looking at outcomes, belie where you put the money. Doesn't make any sense, no logic. There are some people in this city who are fed up, who are tired, who fight every day for the uplifting of our children. It's not just me. And I might be the only one who can show up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because everybody else got jobs. But I'm going to keep showing up. And I'm going to keep saying how wrong it is. Right is right. There's nothing right about what this budget says, what it does. And
Mr. I'm going to ask you to wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up.
Thank you.
Because you don't want to hear, because you're not going to do anything different. I intend to ensure you do not become mayor. Got that? Promise this day.
Thank you, Ms. Trueheart. I would like to now recognize Mr. Bob Sinema, Director of the Bureau of Budget and Management Research.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. My name is Bob Sinema, Budget Director for the city, and I'm asking today for the Board of Estimates to confirm the tax rates for fiscal 20. So now that the council has passed the ordinance of estimates, we can confirm that the tax rates for fiscal 20, there are 2. The real property tax rate will be $2.248 per $100 of assessed value. The personal property tax rate will be $5.62 per $100 of assessed value. So we're asking the Board of Estimates to confirm those rates so they can bring them back to the council for third reader. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the floor to the mayor or any other member of the board who wishes to speak.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good afternoon to everyone, and thank you very much for being here. I'd like to begin by thanking President Scott, the Budget Chair, Costello, Vice President Pinkett, and the members of the City Council for thoughtfully considering the city's fiscal year 2020 budget proposal. The council collectively spent more than 50 hours in committee hearings during the course of the past week, and what resulted is a budget that reflects our commitment to working collaboratively. I want to also thank the countless citizens who attended budget workshop and also participated in the council process. At this time, I'd like to share a couple of highlights from the fiscal 2020 budget. First, on public safety, this budget represents a key step forward in modernizing our police department. We're investing in technology and equipment. We're rolling out a new patrol schedule, and we are professionalizing key administrative functions, all in an effort to make our police department more efficiently. On education and youth, the fiscal 2020 budget marks the third year of an extraordinary bridge funding commitment to city schools. Total city support for schools will exceed $375 million this year, as we work with our state partners on the long-term funding strategies for education. We also have an unprecedented commitment to open our rec centers on Saturdays. This marked the first time in recent memory that our centers will be open Saturdays to our young people. Working with members of the City Council, we're making an investment in our children that we should all be proud of. The capital budget includes $627 million of investment in critical infrastructure, such as roads, bridges, recreation centers, housing development, water and wastewater, and information technology upgrades, among many others. General fund support for capital projects is at the highest level in over a decade. Finally, I'm pleased to announce that we have met a key milestone in our 20 cents by 2020 property tax reduction efforts. This program has now reduced effective tax rates for homeowner-occupied properties by 20 cents. The average homeowner is now saving over $300 annually on their tax bill from this program. This is a responsible budget that invests in services that our citizens deserve while maintaining faithful to Baltimore's tradition of sound fiscal management. And again, Mr. President, I want to thank you, the chairman of the Budget Committee, for working with my team to make sure that we were able to put things in there to reflect our commitment to our young people, open the rec centers on Saturdays, expanding the hours, and also the 29th Street Rec Center up there, which is not ran by the rec center, but ran by a nonprofit, where we put money into that as well, and numerous other things that we're doing to enhance opportunities for our young people. So I want to thank you and the council for the hard work and dedication to get this budget done. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. I also thank the mayor, the city council, and the Department of Finance for all of the hard work and effort that culminates with the passing of the fiscal year 2020 budget. Today, the board will approve the fiscal 2020 ordinance of estimates, which comprises, among other things, the city's operating and capital budgets, along with the city's real and personal property tax rates. The leadership and the employees of the City of Baltimore will utilize the operating and capital budgets to continue to provide services to our communities and to spur growth and development in the areas of affordable housing, neighborhood revitalization, workforce development, and public education. Continued support of our public schools through bridge funding is in the third and final year of our $90 million commitment, which is in addition to annual recurring funding, along with increased capital funding for building and system repair and maintenance, demonstrates this city's investment in our future. This year's contribution of $38.5 million is expected to strengthen the financial condition of the Baltimore City Public Schools. State funding commitments are intended to continue these efforts that the city has undertaken for the past 3 years. We look forward to and expect the school system to be good financial stewards of their resources, which support the goal of a quality education for our youth. The Mayor's Capital Budget Program, which exceeds $627 million, provides investments in the areas previously mentioned and also in our utility infrastructure, public transit, and libraries. These investments will improve the quality of life for our citizens. Our investments in community and commercial development projects will serve to create job opportunities for our citizens and to develop economic activity in the form of revenues that support a variety of city services. Lastly, the recently experienced ransomware attack on the city's IT infrastructure and system serves as a wake-up call that we must keep abreast of the prevention and protection efforts needed to safeguard our systems to the greatest extent possible. Not only does IT help city government employees perform their daily task of organizing, reporting, and distributing information, but it provides the ability for citizens and businesses to quickly, accurately, and conveniently access information, request services, and make payments on obligations to the city. IT infrastructure and systems is not something that gets talked about under normal conditions, but when they are impaired, it adversely affects all of us. I support the appropriate level of investment in our IT infrastructure and systems to mitigate the potential of future attacks on our great city. Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor. Let's continue the work of moving the city of Baltimore forward, along with the support of our city council, our employees, and our citizens. Thank you again.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to thank the mayor, the comptroller, the finance department, our hardworking city council members. I know that Chairman Costello was here, Councilman Dorsey has joined us as well, and my staff who worked so hard with the passage of this year's budget. I came into office just over a month ago, right in the middle of budget season. This budget is one that the mayor inherited, and I inherited the budget process of a budget that was already in the works. But immediately I recognized there were things that we can do to make this budget work better for our young people. First and foremost, we recognize the need to have recreation centers open on Saturdays. I'm proud that we secured an agreement with the mayor to identify nearly $3 million in funding so that we can have more recreational opportunities for our city's youth on weekends. Mr. Mayor, thank you for remaining at the negotiating table and for being a great partner and advocate for our young people. Madam Comptroller, I also want to thank you for your support in moving this budget forward. Chairman Costello, thank you for your hard work during these budget negotiations. Your attention to detail is not only impressive, but important. I would also like to thank the entire Budget and Appropriations Committee and the entire council for working together to get us to the finish line. And lastly, I would like to thank the members of the public who participated in this year's process. We're grateful for your participation and believe that your involvement is ultimately represented in today's budget for the upcoming fiscal year. Thank you all. Mr. Mayor, I will entertain a motion to certify the tax rate.
Mr. President, I move to certify the real property tax rate at 2.48 of $100 of assessed value and the personal property tax rate of 5.62 per $100 of assessed value to support the budget for fiscal year 2020.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the certification of the fiscal year 2020 real property tax rate at 2.248 to $100 of assessed value and personal property tax rate at 5.62 per $100 of assessed value. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion carries. As there will be no further business, the board is adjourned until oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'll use that one.
Blue.
Yes. Yes. Not yet. All right, then we're good. As there will be no further business, the board is adjourned until its regularly scheduled meeting on Wednesday, June 12th, 2019. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you go.